We have a little guest today. I don't know how long she'll last. So let me just show you. Oh, say hi, Lucy. Say hi, Lucy, to everyone. She's... Okay, how about you climb over here like this? There. So, what are you doing? We have this little guest today that we're taking care of temporarily. Look at her. Aw, now she's looking at the camera. So cute. She's a little puppy. She's 8 weeks old. And she's supposed to be an Aussie Doodle. I know you came on here to talk about real estate, so we will talk about real estate. I just wanted to show everybody Lucy. So we're talking about the Edmonton real estate market today and what is happening. So we are going to talk about how many listings are active on the market. And Lucy, too bad Lucy doesn't talk, but we can talk to you about how many listings are happening, how many pending sales, and it's going to be really hard for me to push the button. So I have Seth here with me as well. Seth, can you push the button? So this is the number of active listings currently in Edmonton. There are 2,332 active listings. So we went up just a little bit. Seth, do you want to grab the mouse? And in St. Albert, we have just under what we had last week. Sherwood Park, pretty much almost identical. Spruce Grove is the same. And the market here is still basically it's pretty steady. It's August. People are going back to school right now, and the market is starting to, I'd say, slow down, but it's not really slowed down. If you don't know this already, the market is expecting probably a price interest rate decrease in the next week. So we suspect more buyers are going to be buying, especially because it's going to be, I don't want to say it, but in a few months, we're going to have snow on the ground. And so people are wanting to move before that time. They're going to be looking right now before. And with school coming around the corner, it's very important that people are actually looking. Now, I think Lucy's falling asleep. Do you want to hit the pending sale, Seth? Is she sleeping? Now that my arm is like awkwardly, you have to take the listings off first, hit listings again, and then hit pending. Is she sleeping? Yeah, so the puppy is sleeping. If you're watching me and I'm sitting really close compared to what you're normally used to, it's because I got a little puppy here. Okay, so pending sales this is very awkward. It's like really hard to be doing this. If you guys have questions and you push into the comments, I will give Lucy over to Seth so I can actually answer your questions. So pending sales in Edmonton, compared to last week, pretty much almost identical. We're still seeing some good activity in Edmonton area and the surrounding areas in terms of number of deals coming together. So pending listings means houses that went pending, an offer on the deal, on the contract, and then solds. Need your solds. Got to hit the pending and then solds. Solds are what conditions got removed. So again, I haven't seen a whole lot of conditions that have not existed. A lot of them are multiple offers. Even on the weekend, we had a multiple offer. We still see conditions. They're quick conditions, but we still don't see an unconditional offer. That's not as common. People want to be able to do their due diligence with the home inspection, so that's why you're going to see that. Sold in the last 7 days in Edmonton were slightly lower than they were last week, and in St. Albert, just a little bit lower. Sherwood Park was higher, and in Spruce Grove, like about half. That's not alarming at all. It's nothing too crazy. And this puppy is like, she's totally sleeping. So the Edmonton real estate market is still very strong for August. And in September, I suspect this number is going to stay kind of similar. I don't expect it's going to go much lower. It probably will start to drop in about a month or so. I wouldn't be surprised if it went even lower. And then in the new year, I'd say January, February is when we're going to start to see the listings start to increase some more. The listings may not increase as much in the next few months, depending on if people are feeling confident enough to put their house up for sale. There's a lot of mortgages coming up for renewal, ours included, in the next month or two. And so that decision has to be made by the homeowner if they're going to be actually listing their house or staying and renewing their mortgage. So if you have questions about that, I might want to bring Stacy on so you can ask some questions in the comments here, and then I'll bring her on potentially in the week or two to come so that we can answer your questions when it comes to the interest rates and what does that mean for you as a home buyer, even a home owner. I'm going to give this puppy over to Seth so that I can continue as she's falling asleep. She's falling asleep, Seth. There we go. All right. Well, now our special guest is gone. So cute. And she won't be here next week, so I had to bring her on so you guys could see. Now, what I was just doing this evening was actually in Rutherford, taking a look at a listing there. And that neighborhood is actually one neighborhood that goes always really quickly, no matter what kind of market it is. So I wanted to dive into that market for you guys so you could kind of see. Rutherford is located in the south end of Edmonton. I'm going to pull open a window for you guys so you can see where it's located if you don't know Rutherford. If you have kids that go to school, this is also a space where transit is very popular. Like, it's really easy to get transportation there. So let me just dive into that area. Oh, let's just show you the map first. So Rutherford, it was so hard to talk to you guys and not be distracted by the puppy. I couldn't even talk properly. I'm sure you could tell. All right, so here's Rutherford. And if you take a look at this is Highway 2. So this is where the airport is. If you're driving in from the airport, Rutherford's really close that way. But also if you take a look as well, it's outlined right here. This is the Edmonton proper. So from there, you can see the 216 is the Anthony Henday. So if you want to drive over to the 99th Street Costco on this side, or you want to go this direction, it's close by. You're close to Windermere. You're close to a lot of schools. The average age of the home in Rutherford is about 20-some years old. There are still homes. The one I went to today is about 11 years old. So they're not all 20 years old. There's some 10 to 20-year-old houses in there. And I will show you the directions from Rutherford into downtown if you happen to be working downtown. It's a 27 minute drive. Now, this is in no traffic. So keep in mind, if you're thinking, oh, that's not too bad. When there's traffic during the busy times, like the coming home from work or going to work, you're probably going to add another 20 minutes, honestly, as conservatively, and that's not counting finding parking. When you go find parking, that sometimes takes another 20 minutes. So just over an hour if you're going to go downtown. Now, we do have some industrial areas if you are getting a job, and there's industrial areas on this side of town, on this side of town as well, too. So if you're thinking that you might be working there, that's not a bad place. Going to the U of A from Rutherford is actually pretty decent. It's 22 minutes. Still, again, there's a little bit of a distance. That's why it's a little bit further. But this location is hot. There's sales happening here all the time. And I want to show you what has sold for single family homes in Rutherford. We're just going to go back the last 30 days because there's like 13 houses in the last 30 days. There's still quite a few properties here. So you can see here that we range from $385 to $729 when it comes to single family home selling. And the $385, of course, is a duplex. So it is sharing a wall, and it has laminate countertops, laminate floors. This home looks about 10-ish years old. So $385 for a duplex. This one's also a duplex that sold for $399.5. It was listed at $399. This one sold for $450. It was listed at $439. So that was just recently, just a couple weeks ago. Well, technically a week ago, it sold. You see some work has been done. Quartz countertops, nice feature wall, new floors, new cabinets. This is not original, but the house itself looks like it was built about 11 years ago. The same layout. Gas fireplace. But honestly, for $450, that's still quite a deal when you're looking at properties for sale, because a double attached garage home these days is going for over $550 if you're looking for a newer home. So this is an older home, but it's been updated. You can see some of the carpet's a little bit older, but you still have a really nice size floor plan. Now, the trick is you saw that it was listed at $439,500. The assumption here, very likely, is that it was probably in multiple offers. And so I don't know how many people you're competing against, but you have to compete. And then that means you have to be willing to pay over asking price when it came to that. That house, this one also was listed at $434,000 and it was sold at $450,000, 7 days on the market. This one sold even faster than the last one. Oh, that's interesting. This is a duplex. Huh. This is new countertops. That's really peculiar. Let me just see if this 430. Yeah, this was a brand new one. I'd have to dig in further. Now you've got here, you see this one sold for $490,000. It was listed at $477,000. And this one was $525,000, sold for $516,000. This one listed and sold for list price. All these homes, the average days on market in Rutherford here is 13 days. That's including potentially 7 days of conditions, which then means it was really not on the market all that long. So Rutherford is a pretty hot neighborhood to move into. You can see primarily more houses in the 500s, 3 of them sold, and then 3 in 600s. Harder to sell at the 700, but yet not, because it sold in 9 days. So that's pretty quick. So Rutherford is a great neighborhood. If you're looking for resale value, Rutherford is awesome for that. McEwen, just north of it, also not a bad area of town either. But this area is a little bit closer to the Henday and the power lines, if that's an issue for people. I think that's why Rutherford is quite popular. Allard down here, I don't know if they fixed it. Maybe they have. They always had cell phone issues for some reason down here. Calls would get dropped. The newer areas here in DeRoche, Chappelle, on this side here, there's definitely brand new houses in this area and in the last 5 years. So you've got all this. Chappelle has also an HOA that gives you access to the gardens and a community center area type of thing. Not as kind of fancy as Summerside, which is the lake community right here. That's also one, but it's also an older area. So let's just look at Summerside. We don't normally look at the south side or southeast, but I'll take a look today to show you. Summerside has the lake community, and so does Jensen Lake. So I'm going to pop over there after this one. So take a look at 14 properties sold in the last 30 days between 411 to 937. The average is 585. And let's take a look at the average year built. You see average year built. So 2007, 2010, 2011, 2012, 2014. So you can see these are all like at least 10 years old, varying in size. This one at 2,300, 2,000. Anything over 2,000 looks like it's over $600,000. And that was the only one. And then this one sold for 810. This one's 615 and 802. So what do these look like? $810,000 house to 2,625 square feet. This is quite modern in Summerside. They're not typically this modern looking. Get the open to above. Curious what the backyard looks like. And some areas of Summerside, just so you know, don't have access to the lake. So be very careful when you're looking in this area. Make sure that you know that this home has access to the lake, because that would be a huge disappointment if you bought a house and it didn't have access. This one sold for $675,000. So you can buy the same type of house for probably $50,000 to $70,000 less because of the location of this home. Now this one's been updated as well too, in the 6s, and it backs onto a green space, which is really nice. Big, huge bonus room, nice size rooms. So 675 is honestly, we've becoming to see that this used to be something that you could get for probably 100K lower. And this is the new normal in Edmonton. This type of home is selling in this price range, and it's becoming, if you're looking for a comfortable price point in terms of a comfortable house, you're looking at in that 600 range. 500 is going to get you on the kind of lower end. The average price in Edmonton is just over 500, but you have to keep in mind it has all the houses. If you're looking for a double garage, 2,500 square foot house, you are looking at probably 650 or higher in general. Again, depends on the area in Edmonton and what you're looking at. So you can take a look here that there is quite the range, but that's kind of what's been happening here. Some of these houses have sold over list price, which again, you see the green arrows that indicate sometimes multiple offers, especially when I'm seeing here days on market 2, 13, 17, 2 and 8, they're going in multiple offers. And so it's important when you're looking at buying that you have to understand that's something you're going to be needing to understand. How do I win an offer in a multiple market? Is it possible? Absolutely it is. And then if you're a seller, are you prepared to understand how to make the most of a multiple offer? Just because you put your house on this market and you get a ton of offers doesn't mean you're getting the best offer. So you want to make sure you have someone helping you negotiate and navigate between that. So I'm just going to take a look and see if anyone had any comments. We are meeting a lot later than normal. If anyone has comments and questions about any neighborhoods in Edmonton, I'd be happy to answer you, but I think I see nothing right now. So next week, what I'm going to do is talk about some other West neighborhoods that you can kind of take a look. I wanted to talk about Lewis Estates. So next week, we will talk, hey, what is Lewis Estates? Because Lewis Estates is made up of quite a few different neighborhoods. So that's what we'll be talking about. Be prepared with any questions that you might have. It will be the Tuesday after a long weekend. And I will be doing the live in the afternoon, Mountain Standard Time, because in the morning I'm already all booked up. So we will see you next week. Bye, guys. I'm going to go play with that puppy.